Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Jeff Parker here. Welcome. Nice to see you.
Yeah, it's been a little while, huh?
It's been a little while, yes. You know, we have you on when we can, so we appreciate when you do show up.
It's great to be
here. Thank you. All right, well, we've got a few COVID numbers that you wanted to go over and then some other community things.
Yeah, unfortunately, wanted to report that we've seen a continued spike up in Orange County with regards to COVID, and I'll talk about the Laguna Woods in here in a second, but the numbers are up in the sense of cases, over 1,500 cases, unfortunately 18 fatalities over the weekend, which was a big jump. We haven't seen those kind of numbers in a while, which is real unfortunate. The 546 and the 139 are real big number jumps in the last 2 weeks. Gone up from in the 139 in the ICU was up 68 cases in ICU in 2 weeks. And for the 546, that's up 90 hospitalizations in the same 2 week period. So when you see an uptick of 90 hospitalizations and 68 of those are ICU cases, it's a pretty big uptick in the fact that people are being impacted pretty severely by this variant that's out there.
Right.
Which is serious, and we don't want anybody to have to go through that or get sick or certainly have an impact to your family. So we're being very careful. We've had a couple of what we call breakthrough cases, or a couple cases here at the village where we're getting notices out. We had the scenario where if we have a club that has somebody that's tested positive and they're in our facilities, we want the clubs to contact us. So we went through that protocol with GRF yesterday and made sure that we have the right protocol for everybody to understand who to contact, how to contact us with regards to contacting recreation, because they're overseeing the facilities. And then we'll get the word out until we get it cleaned and make sure that the facility is cleaned appropriately. And then we'll go from there. Obviously, most of this is airborne, so it's not something that we're, as we did at the very beginning, we were cleaning everything down, we didn't know what and how to address it. Now we know it's really primarily airborne and transmitted that way, so there's less, other than keeping the air clean and circulated through the air conditioning system, we do that, and we'll continue to do that. With regards to Laguna Woods and our numbers, we're at 488 cases. In the last 2 weeks, that's gone up 36 cases. So that's a pretty big jump again in 2 weeks time frame. But luckily for us in the fatality side of the equation, we stayed at 53 for a long, long time. We did go to 54, so one additional case there. But that's held pretty darn steady for a long, long time. But the cases going up 36 in 2 week period, it's a pretty big jump. But that's reflective of what we're seeing out there in the community. And when I say community, Orange County. So I don't want to say, hey, it's only happening in Laguna Woods. If anything, we're still one of the highest zip codes with regards to our vaccination rates, which is certainly helpful in warding off anything that goes on with regards to this COVID.
Well, exactly. Although there is still a possibility to get COVID-like symptoms and get COVID.
Yes.
However, the vaccine is actually, for most cases, are showing that you get much less severe symptoms and could possibly prevent you from going to the hospital. So good thing that most of the community is vaccinated, so that's great. And then, like you said, there are those breakthrough cases that people will be tested and have to stay home and still quarantine and test negative before you go back, for sure, to any community activity. So.
And the last thing I wanted to mention was there is talk out there, about a booster shot down the road. And so I would recommend to anybody who's interested in that, they can look at the different websites, Orange County website, CDC website, but they can also contact like Walgreens and write in those to see whether or not they're providing that booster yet. I know that there's a timing that they were looking at in the next 6 months time frame, so not everybody's going to do it consistently the same. So check your pharmacy, check your doctor if that's something that you're interested in seeing or finding out information about.
Exactly, exactly. All right, good. And then a couple of community activities that are going on here.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that upcoming, the city of Laguna Woods is doing a shredding event. So if you're interested, they're doing it by appointment only. And I wanted to shout out their phone number is 949-639-0500. I don't have the specific dates of that, but if you're interested, I would suggest you call them up, make an appointment right now, and they're going to have this shredding event down the road if you have material that you've collected for a long time. Wanted to mention again that due to COVID, in part, and staffing issues because of that, we're doing appointments via Manor Alterations. You either call them up, or you can go on alterations at VMS Inc. Or in VMS Inc. to get an appointment if you need to set up an appointment that way. That way they can deal with you by email and talk to you on the phone and get you coordinated so that we can get you processed through the Manor Alterations event.
Okay.
And then the last thing I want to say, which was really kind of good news, and it's one thing that we've been working on for quite a while to get, finally got them in place at our pools, was we got new ADA lifts. So making access into our pools easier for those that need the assistance. That's at pools 2, 4, 5, and 6. So
that's great.
Brand new lifts. Look for them when you're out there. If you need that kind of assistance, please use them. They're very handy to help anybody that has any issue like that getting out of the pool.
Oh, so can you do it yourself?
I'm not sure exactly that. We do have lifeguards there so they
that's
can
right.
assist, but I think it's made so it can be really handy.
That's great. That's great. Well, good information. And then I know the last couple times you've been here, it's been all about budgets. And so are they finished with all that now?
The final budgets go to the boards in September at their board meeting. So we'll start with GRF and then United in third. Both GRF and United and Third all had their TV broadcast of their budgetary process. So that's kind of like the third leg. And then this is finally the final documentation in the sense of the resolution and everything that gets stopped. Anticipations of the only changes that we anticipate now is that staff was asked to come back for United with some additional information. They were looking at some cuts that they wanted to make. And so we have put that report, we're putting that report together, and we'll have it ready for their board meeting second week of September.
Right, and then the next thing that we'll be talking about is elections and candidates, and Meet the Candidates is coming up too. So it's all happening.
It's a lot going on right now.
There is always. All right. Thank you very much for the update. Appreciate that.
It's great to be back.
All right, thank you. All right, when we return, we will talk to Grace Stencil of the Amateur Radio Club, so stick around.